Soundstripe. Soundstripe.
What's up, everybody? Thanks a lot for tuning in to another Birds of a Feather Flock Together. We got my boys Jay and Warren in the building. What's going on, my peoples?
What's going on? What's going on?
Oh man, happy for another week, man. You know, when we discussing preseason, that means we're a week away from the regular season, man. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to run through these topics tonight and talk about the game and everything like that, and then talk about what we're doing next, So we're gonna hop into the game. It was pretty much, you know what I mean, you're not seeing all the actual ones and twos out on the field, but what did y'all think about the defense? I'm gonna actually pull up the highlights so we can break down the highlights and go from there.
Shout out to Jerome too. What's going on?
What's up, Jerome?
So what y'all thinking? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna minimize it so we get the so we can pause it and everything like that. So what we breaking down with this play right here?
The secondary, bro. Our secondary needs some work. We got some work we got to take care of.
That was another play Zach was trailing on too.
100%. We're gonna let it play a little more, then we're gonna go away from it and then come back to it.
I do like everybody converging towards the ball, but everybody was beat at that point.
Yeah, that's 11 yards after the catch. 11 yards from the snap of the ball, though. That you know what I mean. It's just kind of disappointing, that they open like that with 2s and 3s out there against a couple of starters on our defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, same side.
So what y'all breaking down with that? We're gonna go back to it, but I don't want to leave it up on the screen for the copyrights.
Yeah, no, they were just eating on that side, literally. Like the whole first portion of that series, they were just eating on that side, and they're trying to take over. But if you look at our D line was being aggressive, which was forcing them to make those quick decisions. But at the end of the day, they were still eating off of us.
Yeah, to me, they beat the zone. If you go back on the play, you see like after he got beat, there was a soft spot in between the corner and the safety, and he knew he had safety help, but it was too late already. He hit the bubble right there.
And then also, they had the advantage of playing against each other in the joint practices and everything, so they kind of like knew what plays to run to and all that, which you're not going to be able to have with a week-to-week basis playing in a game. You'll just have to scout them from the week before, but you wouldn't be able to have the luxury of being able to play that team 2 straight days and practice and then play them in a preseason game.
Yeah. Really.
Another thing too, right here, I'm gonna mention this also. Defense, the way that we're running our defense is kind of like, or should I say, with the edges, it's kind of like an old school box. Keep them in. Don't let nothing get deeper in you. But they're not paying attention to the quarterback. They basically have a destination, and he's just eating it up as you go up. You know what I mean? As a real DN, you're looking for ball. You know what I mean? You're doing what you your hand tricks, whatever, your arm movements, all that stuff, but you're looking for ball, bro. And if you letting one go right past you, you're not doing your job. And I'm noticing this a lot in this defense.
I definitely, you know what? These are like I said, these are training camp players. So you're not going to get everybody's, on a different level. There's mixed twos, mixing with threes, mixing with. So I believe that philosophy that you said that we're going to do the defense conversion will be better with our starters than our ones.
All right, we let it play right here. I think this next play is the Dean fumble.
At the line, yeah. No, it's the next one. Oh, it is.
So even with Dean making that play, Street was right there, and that wasn't going. They was losing yardage on that play regardless. Also,
Yeah.
that was excellent awareness to get that hand in there to budge the ball out, wedge the ball out, should I say? But he was kind of like out of position, so that was his best option, is just reach. You know what I mean?
He needed that play though for his image. He needed that. That was big for him.
Yeah.
100%. So what y'all thinking of Dean and looking like the Cunningham as being the starters at the middle linebacker position? What y'all liking? Y'all liking that duo right there?
You can
I
go,
do.
Jerry.
I do. I like that duo because I feel like I said, I think the year of Dean sitting is gonna benefit him. I think it's gonna benefit him. He was on a team that went on a Super Bowl run.
Great point.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Dean did a good job with Cunningham. I think he's kind of he'll feed off of him. And it seems like they work well together um back there. So I think I don't see anything wrong with it. We just got to see how consistent they are. We can definitely tell when it comes to the short plays, their decision making is on point. It's just whenever it's the long ball, what are they going to do?
And the Jay's point with being someone to benefit from it, he's going to benefit from the D line demanding double teams, so you don't have a guard coming out to second level to try to get you. So they're going to be occupied with trying to worry about Davis and Carter and all this, you know what I mean, and Fletcher Cox and all these boys down there. So they ain't gonna have, being able to go to second level unless the play determine that.
Yeah.
They lead them boys one-on-one down there. It's a
There's gonna be
problem.
some lanes. There's gonna be some lanes for Dean to run in there.
100%. See, I'm a pause right here. Do y'all see what I see right here on this play? This is the play we took a safety and Marcus Mariota basically called an audible. But do any of you guys see what I see right here on a typical second down and what is it, 2nd and 10 from the 2-yard line?
I mean, I see he's under center, which I don't understand why he's under center. That's something I see. And I see the formation of the old line looks a little weird.
My thing too, not to keep it a guessing game, but as the play go along, pay attention to the wide receiver down here in the DB. Look how far he off. That's a quick hit right here to get you about 3 yards to get you out the end zone. Even with him being under center, he can get the ball and snap it right there, even out of a run play, because the offensive line ain't gonna be 3 to 5 yards down the field by the time you throw it to him with all this space. So I'm gonna let the play, and just pay attention to these two once we get the safety. Look at that gap, bro. At the start of the play.
He backpedaled, yeah.
And you call out of the play to run this play right here, and look at the gap right here. Like, that's crazy, bro. That's easily like a 5 to 6 yard gain before the DB can even react.
Big breathing room right there.
And we take a safety on this. I mean, which, like you guys elaborated earlier, also you mixed up with the 2s and the 3s, and that's also with the line and all and everything into consideration also. But this is a play that didn't need to be.
Yeah. He's a vet.
Go ahead.
He's a vet. You're right. He should have read that.
Like, it is crazy, bro. And even though you ain't the starter and everything like that, bro, you just put yourself in a predicament. And it was unfortunate for us, but it didn't harm us. But I mean, come on, that's a drive, our first drive of the game. You could have went down and proved a point from the 2 yard line and drove down the field. And even if we just punted from the 40 or the 35 or something, that would have been a successful drive.
Yeah, it's just Mariota's decision making, bro, is just terrible. This whole game, its decision making is just terrible.
It just didn't look good.
And that's a safety coming up. He was balling too. Number 43, he was out there balling.
People want their spot.
Yeah, he looks horrible. So we got one at the top. What's y'all thinking? What's y'all point on Marcus Mariota? What y'all thinking about him?
I told y'all last show, Tanner McKee is gonna be that next threat. Just wait and see. I know we're probably gonna watch the film on it a little bit, but Marcus Mariota is what's his name? Jack retired. It might just be that time.
Man, because I ain't seeing it right now. It was a great pickup when we first got him, thinking that he can complement, Jalen like fucking Garner. What's Minshew, whatever. He didn't compliment Jalen. You know what I mean? So you had to run a different playbook for him. With Mariota, you're able to run the same playbook, may not with the arm strength and the hit the plays, but you can do the quick dumps, you can quarterback keepers, all that, the read options, all that stuff, and you don't have to go too far off of basics. But with McKee, I see him being a great number 2 option, but he doesn't complement Jalen.
Yeah, he doesn't compliment, but he gives the defense a different threat, though. That's the thing. But I just think Mariota we wanted him in the past so bad, bro, to where it's nice to see him in the uniform, but we so far ahead of what he's doing right now to where he's only going to hurt us. Like, we got to think about it. If Jalen's hurt, like, that's going to be our next guy. That's who we're going to expect to see on the field if Hurts is not in the game. So personally, I'm not confident in him. Like, I can wholeheartedly say I'm not confident in Mariota being the backup for Jalen.
I mean, I could agree with that, Warren. The only thing, a couple people keep saying, like, how is Mariota going to look with the ones? Like, how's he going to look with, the running backs behind him, A.J. Brown and Devontae? Like, what looks is he going to get? But, like, to elaborate to what we said earlier, he missed that, that easy read right there. That was an easy read that, that's a play. He's playing mixing with 2s and 3s. So, I just think that McKee, he doesn't compliment Jalen, but he might be a better backup option than Mariota.
Correct.
Even though they're different style quarterbacks, because can Mariota throw the ball? We need a quarterback that could throw the ball more than he can run it, essentially, a backup quarterback. Because Jalen can run, we know, but Jalen also can throw. It's going to be hard to find a backup that's going to do both. Mariota, his arm has never been his strength. His vision that's not something that's been glorified about him. So I think McKee might be a better backup option just for the simple fact that he can push the ball down the field with his arm. And if he has some reps with AJ and some reps with Goddard and them, he could actually make some moves, I think, as a backup.
Yeah. And I'm going to piggyback off that. If you really think about it, if we have a backup, at the end of the day, we really just need them to have accurate throws at the end of the day. We need them to have accurate throws. It's easy to just hand the ball off to Swift or Gainwell or Scott. It's easy to just hand it off and let them take over.
Mm-hmm.
But with Mariota, we already just admitted his passing game is not there.
It's not there.
So when I look at Tanner McKee, I honestly look at Gardner Minshew when they played the Cowboys in Dallas. Because Gardner Minshew, as much as we not Gardner Minshew fans, he was accurate on his passes that game against the Cowboys. And that's the way I look at Tanner McKee. Like, he's just that second pass option. Like, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, all them boys going to get yards and catches if McKee's on the field and Jalen's hurt. I think it's just going to be a passing game.
Now add to the last point. Give Mariota the number one off. Give them with the number one offensive line also with the ones, with the AJ Browns, the Smitties, the Goddards.
Yeah, how's he gonna look?
How's he gonna look with the ones though? You get what I'm saying?
That's what we said. Yeah.
What's gonna be the key to a accurate throw, Warren, is time.
So
give him time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not defending him because I'm not liking Mariota. What I'm seeing right now, but what both of you guys said is reeling me into considering him with the ones. You know what I mean? Will he give us another option? Or with Jalen, complimenting him and everything. I don't honestly. Whoever out of them two, whoever's the number two, and we still can keep all three on the team, I'm satisfied.
Yeah. But this is where people underestimate Jalen, though, bro. Jalen has an instinct. He has that quick instinct with that RPO decision making. And Mariota, I just think he's just not that quick in making the decisions as Jalen Hurts. So if you say, let's take that away, if they say, let's take that away and let's just make it a strictly passing game, I have more trust in McKee than Mariota making that quick decision RPO play that Jalen can do. That's my thing, though, with that. Even with the O-line, all that stuff, even with the ones, bro, like, Mariota's decision-making is not going to be as quick, accurate, and the quality of it, bro, is not going to be what we're used to with Jalen. And that's just what Mariota can't do.
Then let me say this, too. Now you on the road, and you get a flat tire. And you can't, and they no spots open to get a brand new tire. You get a used tire, right? You're not going to drive that car the same way that you would if it was a new tire, right? And that's the same thing. Hopefully, our offensive coordinator wouldn't do if anything happened to Jalen, which we don't have to worry about if nothing happens to our boy. You get what I'm saying? It don't matter who the number two is. We ain't gonna never see him. You get what I'm saying? Unless we blowing the team out or we're done at the end of the season and we got like a 2-game lead and we can, let the twos play, for the last game of the season or the last 2 games of the season, however things go, then that's when we'll worry about that. You know what I mean? So, but to you guys' point, I am more confident with McKee being the number 2 than I am with Mariota. But at the same time, Mariota doesn't have to go too far off a script. You can pretty much run the same offense, but he just a tad bit slower, like you mentioned in Warren about with the RPO. Jalen's speed and youth get him out of a lot of shit with the little, stepping hard into. I mean, it ain't just like of a play that he can only do. It's just a youth thing that Mariota doesn't have. He doesn't have the speed or anything no more. You know what I mean? He'd rather throw the ball than run it and get hit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. 3rd and 10, I want McKee, not Mariota. If it's 3rd and 10, I'm picking him if Jalen's hurt.
I'm taking McKee as a number 2 in general. We just gonna have to modify this playbook, coach. That's what you get paid for.
Exactly.
But we hop back into this right here.
You got to be able to sell it too. You got to be able to sell it. Jalen's good at selling it. Like right there, like that little twitch, he was look a little indecisive when he let the ball go. You see, he almost made a mistake right there.
Let the play go. Yeah.
And that's the same play you can run at that goal line too. Just hit it right, you know what I mean, and get a few yards. And that ended up getting 12, 13 yards. But I'm liking that wide receiver right there as a good number 4 or 5. You know what I mean? 100% come in as a speedy threat because Quez is hamstring, so it don't look like he gonna be 100% going into the season. So we off the top, we need a number 3 off the top. And if he is, he gonna be catering to it, and that's the same thing he went out with last year.
The Eagles is good because whatever number 3 they have, he's gonna eat just because Devontae and AJ's on the field. He's gonna get his looks. He's gonna get open looks. He's gonna get them because they're not gonna put as much respect on him as they're gonna put on Devontae and AJ. So there's gonna be voids, man.
Facts.
Zacharias, right?
I think so. Yeah.
How do you pronounce it, Zacharias?
You said what?
How do you pronounce his name?
It says Zeke Theorius or something.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it. I don't want to mispronounce. I know who he is, but I just don't know how to pronounce his name.
Number 13.
Yeah.
Smith is a beast, boy.
Wow.
Yep.
That was a good sell right there.
Now, speaking of that, with the running backs, it's a crowded room right here, and I seen a lot of hope from Penny and Sermon, which unfortunately with a fumble, I believe they may show it on this highlight, but I remember the fumble in the game. He had a big run and then he fumbled at the end. But
yeah,
like I'm seeing a lot of hope with these running backs that we have, but I also seen a headline saying that Kenny G will be getting majority of the reps for the Eagles. So I'm hoping they talking about preseason because I don't see him being a starter over Swift.
We're going to have to see, bro. Brian Johnson seems like he got tricks up his sleeve, bro.
Yeah, because you know what, man? They may do, like we said, 1 week. We've had games with, like, the third string running back come out starting the game, which is weird. Like, Miles Sanders is on the bench, and it's just like, I just think it's going to be a situation-by-situation thing. I believe Swift is going to be involved heavy in the pass game. I see that happening. So he's going to be on the field more than 50% of the snaps for sure.
Yeah. He's gonna get his time to play, bro. It's just so many options. Like Brian Johnson
Kenny G showed hands too.
Yeah.
Kenny G was showing some hands too towards the end of the year. So
yeah, playoffs he was stepping up.
Yeah. And Marcel said it, they feeding him because they know Miles is out the door and they showing everybody this kid got something in him. There was a purpose by feeding him that much towards the end of the season. I think he froze up.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, at the end of the day, bro, like Kenny G, I think it's his. He might be the starter, bro. But I won't be surprised if you see Swift lined up.
Yeah,
like it's so many options, bro. And then you got Goddard right there.
Bro, there's so many weapons on this team. They're stacked at every position. On top of having an offensive line that's stacked.
Yeah, they were talking about the catches of each receiver, bro. And Dallas Goedert alone, I forgot how many catches, but he had 700 yards at the end of the year. If you really think about it, Dallas Goedert was out for what, 4 games?
4 games.
So you put those yards in replacement of those 4 games missed, bro, he could have had 1,000-yard season.
He could have easily had 800, 900, 1,000. He would have definitely had more than he ended up with.
And then Swift,
probably.
Yeah, Swift as well. Swift had, I want to say it was like 500 yards, bro. And it was, I want to say 54 catches.
Yeah, he
54
had
catches with 500 yards.
He had more than all the receivers, like all the Eagles running back combined.
Swift. Yeah. So just think about those options, bro. Just think about those options. The problem that we have is a good problem, bro. We gotta hope our receivers don't get upset that they're not getting the ball. That's a good problem to have. So
It's just weird because last year, I mean, if you really think about it, everybody got the distribution. Everybody got to eat. Everybody got their stats. It's just crazy how the ball went around. Like
yeah,
AJ almost had 1,500 yards. He had 1,496. Devontae had 95 catches, over 1,000 yards. It's just, it's just everybody got the ball last year, and I feel like this year is going to be the same story.
yeah, with situational running backs, bro.
Yep, the situation every week we're gonna go in with a game plan. This guy may start this week, this guy may start that week, but you could guarantee yourself Swift is gonna be involved in the pass game. That's his thing. He's a pass catching running back, and it's just what it is.
Big facts.
Oof. He missed a wide open throw. That window was huge. I mean,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
he sailed that throw
Didn't
ridiculous.
step into it, nothing.
My goodness.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That was a bad decision. $95 on the D line got tricked so hard.
Bro, don't you like how the D is hidden too, bro? Like the defensive line, they tackling, bro.
Yeah, because they converging.
Yeah, they're tackling. Like that's what I like to see, bro. Actual tackles, not trying to grab them to the ground or anything like that.
Big facts.
Good play.
You see Zach right there on the ground?
Yeah, bro.
That's the play that he actually hurt himself right here. So you see how he did it, right? That was like basically like, you know how like you feel you messing up all game and this is a chance to avenge myself with getting this interception. Watch when he make the play on the on the wide receiver. Watch the dust that fly from the field with him trying to pivot into the ground quick to go get the interception.
Okay.
You see the dirt come up from the field.
The turf, a little pellets.
Yeah, just not going off topic or anything like that, but basically that was the injury for Zach right there. Confirmed that he basically then tore his Achilles and done for the season, and he also got waived by the Eagles, meaning that basically if somebody else don't claim him, he goes on injured reserve on our team and we get to keep him or whatnot. But if somebody claim him and want him, I don't see a team wanting him with him being injured like that. But most likely he'll still be on the team and just go on injured reserve.
Dang, bro. And we had Zach on the show for the draft too, bro. So
Crazy.
to see somebody that's as good people as he is to
personally.
get that opportunity and then for something like that to happen, bro. I hope a speedy recovery and he comes back even harder.
With the Eagles.
Yeah.
With the Eagles.
Exactly.
So I believe he deserves, because this is supposed to be his year to break out,
100%.
He had his spot was already, pretty much his to lose. He lost it by default.
Yeah, and it's crazy, and then like they say with this Eagles team, we so deep with depth, it's just next man up mentality. But unfortunate, it had to happen to him, especially like Warren just said, with him being a guest on the show and coming on here doing the draft and kicking it on the show like he was one of the homies, you know what I mean? Like, and then this to happen to him, bro. I feel bad for my boy, Z Mac, man. That's crazy.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but we actually gonna hop into this also with veterans linebacker Miles Jack informing the Eagles that he was gonna retire after 7 years. What y'all think of this move right here by him, and how y'all feel about that? Should I say? I'm gonna leave it alone. Let y'all answer it.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I honestly think the amount of injuries that happened last Thursday, I think it spooked him, low key. I think it kind of spooked him, and like he was saying that he was about to be an electrician or a plumber less than 2 weeks before. Like I think he was just. It's one of those things where they say just try it and see what happens, and that's what he did. He just tried it. He saw what happens. He didn't like the results of it, and he's moving forward. So like success to wherever he moves on, bro. But we could have spent that time with somebody else. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel like he once he got back in, because I mean, I seen people saying that he did it just for the bonus. He got 25K guaranteed. And he just did it for the money. But in all reality, I think he just got into training camp. His passion is gone. I don't think he loved football, and that's not somebody we want in the locker room, because he gave up. He's quitting, and if I'm not saying he can't physically do it, but mentally, his mind is telling him he can't play. So, best of luck to him where he goes. But I'm a little disappointed because the caliber of player he was, it's gone, and it's crazy in 7 seasons how it just went from one of the leading tacklers to just about nobody. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's been some rumbles coming out of a few groups and everything. They said it was a few factors that determined this. One, that he wasn't um, gonna be the starter and most likely not even gonna make the team, and his agent informed him that, and so instead of the embarrassment, he basically retired. And then also he came into camp with a big problem because he didn't want to wear the number that he had and wanted, one of the lesser, people, should I say, to give up their number for him, and he coming in that late into this training camp, should I say, with the team already being established, with numbers, pictures already been taken for the team this year, and all that shit. He didn't get the number that he wanted, so basically that's why he basically didn't want to be on the team, and his work ethic after that was horrible. Like basically, when you wearing a number, I don't know if y'all, you know what I mean, ever felt a number means a lot to y'all like that,
As
and
an athlete, yeah.
yeah, as an athlete,
Oh,
that
yeah.
numbers mean a lot, and he couldn't get those numbers, and basically, you know what I mean, felt that I'm gonna just bounce and retire. And
Yeah.
like,
No, I was gonna say if it's over a number, bro, like he's not a good culture fit. Like at the end of the day, we got different goals. It's not about you just trying to wear a number and look pretty. Like we got other goals, bro.
no,
And
that was one of the reasons they said that's what came in, and it like basically started, you know what I mean, the ripple effect, and
yeah,
then
the
Started on a bad
snowball.
foot.
and then he didn't and he ended up not being the starter. They was basically saying Dean was going to be starting over him, and like you said, prideful. He like, this dude is a second-year player, I'm a 7-year vet. Like, what you mean now I'm not going to be the starter and all that, you know what I mean? And basically feeling like he didn't have to work for it, that this should have been given to him, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And then the work ethic was just horrible from there. It was just a downhill, you know what I mean, one thing after another. Oh, the number. Oh, I'm not a starter. Oh, I'm not hustling hard enough. Like, and then him not even being able to make the team, and then basically to save him embarrassment, they allowed him to retire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. That to me sounds the more formidable story, and I could believe him not starting is a reason why he's never been on a bench besides last year when he was in the Steelers. So he probably felt that he don't want to do it again.
100%. And we hop into this a little bit more, and we going to dip up out of this in a minute and just get a few more plays, and then we'll hop into the rest of the topics, and we'll call it a night.
That was a good throw.
But that's horrible coverage, though, bro.
Yeah.
Like that just don't make no sense. Now look how many, like we mentioned earlier, how many Eagles is around the ball. Now how many Eagles is around the ball. But that was all on Cunningham, though, 100%.
Yeah, you see it, the frustration on him.
Mm-hmm.
Good coverage.
Mind you, bro, like he is a good quarterback. Like he is a good dual threat quarterback. So he did give us a run for our money. I will put that out there.
Boy, yes, he did.
Yep. He even tried to run there a little bit.
See, that's a little promise right there, bro. I can see it. You on mute, Jay.
My fault. I said that was an amazing run by an amazing shift by him.
Yeah. And look at Tanner McKee even trying to make any blocks that he can, bro. Like he's trying to be a part of the team, bro. He's making it a team effort.
Big facts. But that was basically all the positives for the game, you know what I mean? Besides, I'm gonna hop back into us at the last couple of drives and we score again.
That was a hit.
That boy
Sidney Brown.
is putting fear in people, man.
Don't run it from here. He got good pocket presence.
Mm-hmm.
He's not afraid to get hit. He's not looking over his shoulder where the defender's at. He's looking downfield.
So imagine him with some a little bit of more, like we said, time
Yeah.
and better windows and better receivers and better targets.
Big facts.
Now, this is crazy.
That was the worst play of the game to me. He out there diamond.
Yeah, bro. I can definitely say I'm glad our rookie D line is getting their reps in right now and making those mistakes and learning from them now, so they don't make them game 1, game 2.
Big facts. Bro, he looked like he could be a start. You on mute, Jay.
My fault. He put the ball where the receiver could only get it. Like he's putting the ball right. You see, right where the receiver can get it. Other one trailing away from the defense to the sideline to the end zone. Like I don't know, man.
He looking like he could be a starter on any other team.
I'd rather have a backup that could push the ball down the field than
Exactly.
copy who Jalen Hurts is, because Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts. And I understand most teams want to do that. You want to replicate your backup to your quarterback, but sometimes it don't hurt to have a different style. Look at us in 2017. Wentz and Foles ran the offense completely differently.
Yeah.
And both had success running it, but Foles just was running a more clean, safer offense.
And he's not trying to be Jalen either, though, bro.
He's not.
That's the thing. He just being him.
I like he for me, like you just said earlier, his presence, like he don't even look like somebody who just got drafted in the 6th round. Like he's moving around, he's selling the RPO, he's selling the play action fakes. He's he's looking good. He's looking the part, man.
We got a few gems in this draft. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna even stunt to you. We got both of the first rounders, Carter and Smith. Then we get Brown. Now McKee. Come on now, bro. Like crazy, bro. This is crazy.
You can't sleep on Street either, bro.
Oh yeah, Street. Yeah, Street was balling too, 100%.
And what's the one dude's name? A Jotu or Jota? He got injured though, but
from Texas, the D
yeah,
he was looking
yeah,
good too.
yeah.
See, the Eagles ain't waive him.
Speaking of wave, these are the new signed players to get depth. You know, a couple of these players is just here for the preseason game, but then we waive Zach, like I mentioned earlier, and Cleveland, and then we release Greedy. What's y'all thinking about this? I'm pretty sure we ain't tripping off these people right here.
Just smart business decision. Yeah.
100%. And then we also signed Freddie Swain right here. He spent some time in Seattle, and then he was on Denver's practice squad last year due to a few injuries, like we was mentioning with Zach. But we signed him. He let me see. I think I put his stats up right here. Not stats, but measurements. 6 feet 203. And then he got 576 total rushing yards and return yards. So this may be a returner for us.
Special team.
Yeah.
He's young too, 25, best days could probably be ahead of him.
Yes, sir.
The thing I love about our team is we bring the best out in players, even, because they're playing around great players. Everybody compliments each other.
So what y'all hearing? Hearing and thinking about this, I'm hearing that it's a lot of rumbling going on about JT, saying that the Eagles are one of a few teams that are very, very aggressive for the running back. And how would y'all feel? I don't know if y'all was talking about that because when my internet went out or whatever, my computer, I heard we was talking about the running back situation. So I don't know if y'all mentioned this or if y'all was satisfied with the running back room that we have now.
I'm personally satisfied with the running back room we got now. I can see there being a contract issue the next year, a year down the line with them, us just keeping them. And then we going through the whole rotation again with the running backs. I'm comfortable with who we have. We got better options. I can see him really going to Buffalo maybe. Like, I can see other teams that really need him. We don't need him.
It's true. That's true. We don't need him. And another thing too, like I can see him. Let's say the trade does happen. I can see him coming in a win now situation. Forget about money right now. Maybe he's thinking like I could go to this stacked team, play for a year, win, and then get my money out another time. It could be a move like that he's trying to do. Because let me tell you something. The Eagles are becoming sort of like the Chiefs. Players are little by little want to flock that way. They want to. That's a team that's always in the playoffs, always making a run, always winning 1 or 2 games, always near the NFC Championship. So he might want to come here to win for a year, but the Eagles would definitely not pay a running back. They would never pay a running back. They just don't do it. They'll let him go. So I could see him coming in here in a win now situation and just riding the wave.
But I'm gonna add to that also. I don't see a year. I would see a multiple year contract with him if he did come. Like you mentioned, if I'm gonna be here in with the Colts, you're gonna have to pay me. But if I'm able to go to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl with this team, I'll give y'all a discount. And especially with this team that we have here assembled with me and Swift in the backfield and whoever's able to stay there, AJ Brown, Smitty, Goddard, XYZ with Hurts also as a threat. Who wouldn't want to be on this offense, bro? And I'll take a discount to be on there. Miles Sanders was trying to take a discount. But we like Howie said, he deserves to get paid. We love him more than him accepting a hometown discount. We want him to go get his money.
Yeah, the money he was going to pay Miles was going to be disrespectful to his play, and they knew that. So it was
Yeah.
better off to just let him ride, you know?
The Colts are asking for a first and second round draft pick for him, though. That's the thing. Like, is Howie really gonna do that? Or
No,
yeah, that's my
never.
thing. Yeah, like
Howie is
that's
the
what they're
wizard.
asking for. That's what they're asking for. So that's why this has just been me the last 2-3 years, bro. Whenever like these rumors come up, it never really happens. And the way Howie Roseman works is always in your face, like you didn't expect that type of trade. I think the fact that we talking about it a lot and that he was at camp while the Eagles were there, it's easy to become a discussion, but I can't see us taking him. Like I can't see us taking him, especially with what we built and for the amount of money that we got for the running backs that we got. It kind of just blows it all out of proportion to where now we just got this person and now we just blew the money that we could have had out the water for no
But
reason.
we really not blowing nothing. If you look at it, Shane is over there as the new head coach. He wants somebody he's familiar with. He may take a Kenny G, a Derek Barnett, in a Quez Watkins in a fourth round or something, just to have somebody that's familiar with his offense, bro.
It would be a plethora of players. It would be a deal like that of players like they could plug into there. That's what the deal would be. The Eagles wouldn't trade a first rounder for him.
Never. I wouldn't want that.
So y'all would get rid of Kenny G for him?
Kenny G, they can have Kenny G, Quez, DB, and a fourth right now.
Yeah, I would, because we're too deep. We're so deep because we would still keep Boston Scott. We would still have Sean Penny. We would still have Swift. We would.
We gotta pay Kenny Gainwell in a minute, bro. He's not worth no any kind of consideration of money that JT was gonna get. So why even keep a running back like that? You get what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna get a running back, let's keep a good running back to complement this offense. Because in a minute, bro, AJ and Smitty ain't gonna be together. It's just gonna be Smitty here, bro. Like, AJ gonna be gone in 2 years, bro. AJ ain't gonna be here 2 more years after this. He's gone. He's trying to get another contract, and we're not going to pay an aging wide receiver again, bro. I don't give a damn how good his relationship is with Jalen. He's going to be gone in 2 years. When that contract start getting top heavy, and he want more money, I mean top heavy, when we have to pay him, bro, he's gone.
But you also got to remember, if we win 2 Super Bowls in the next 2 seasons, he may just stay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
or retire.
I think they're trying to get
or retire.
Yeah, I think they're trying to reach that dynasty level, bro. So if they know Jalen was willing to take that cut, I'm not gonna say they're gonna take a hometown discount, but they'll be able to work something out to make a dynasty.
He took $100 million for 4 years, bro, with a Jalen discount. What do you think? What do you think? We got him for 2 more years. That 4th year is an option for player and team. So you know what I mean. So it's the 4th year is up in the air. So we only got him for 2 more years.
I'll be honest with you though.
I don't see him giving us no team discount.
I really, 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 really see him going, like, having at least 3, 4, 5 more seasons of going.
Yeah,
I hope so.
He don't even
him and Devontae, bro. Just think about it.
AJ is the type of receiver that he takes care of himself a lot on and off the field, and I just feel like he doesn't really fit that typical wide receiver. Like, I don't know, he has a different personality. I feel like his work ethic is gonna keep him going. Like, people say he hasn't hit his prime yet. Like, what's his prime then? 2,000 yards? Because that's coming up this year or the next year.
So within 2 years that he's obligated, Smitty's also up for a contract, bro.
That's the thing.
So how do you pay both of those? So you think he gonna go from 25 million down to 11 million a year to be on this team? That's what I'm saying. We can't afford him, bro. He's not gonna be on this team after 2 more years. AJ is gone, or Smitty is not gonna get paid.
That's true.
And we letting him go.
2 big wide receivers on payroll.
Because we just paid Jalen. These first couple of years are not top heavy. When we go 3rd, 4th year, that's when we paying him the $50-60 million a year. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the big problem. So we're getting him now, and we're able to get him for 2 years and give away Kenny G, where we're absolutely not going to be able to pay him, and get rid of Quez too, because Quez is injury prone. He's hurt right now. And what has Quez actually done?
Nothing.
He's not giving us a D-Jack threat or anything like that, bro. Get rid of his ass. And I want DB gone so bad, bro. I don't even care where he go or who we get back for him. And it just makes sense, bro. And here go a 4th round just to throw the cherry on the top. You got 3 starters.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but hey, it's the NFL. Howie's our GM. He's been able to work miracles already, bro. Like, hey, we'll see. We will see. Let's just get through this season first.
Big facts. Nah, but we need JT this. You know what happens if we get JT though, right? With Jonathan Taylor, right? You see what our backfield gonna end up being, right?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous.
No, this is what they're gonna be. Taylor Swift.
Oh,
that's funny, bro.
That was a good one.
And you know she an Eagles fan too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's from Philly.
Yep. She'd be sporting.
I would just like us to spend that money, bro, on the defense. That's my only thought process on it. Like this time and energy, like that they could put into getting him, bro. I'd rather have them do that getting a solid secondary player because that's where our weakness is.
Our defense is as good as it's gonna get, actually, Warren, unless we like make a big move for Buddha or something like that, right? But what has Kansas City been doing? What Golden State, all these teams that in sports now, it's all about offense. And offense is what sells games and wins games right now. Because if you can outscore your opponent, it don't matter how many times they score on you, long as you can outscore them and maybe 2-point conversion, hold them for a field goal, long as your offense is dominant, you're gonna win games, bro. And that's where the league is going right now. Just like how it went from the center to the point guard in the NBA. Now running backs is not getting paid as much as wide receivers, bro. Now wide receivers and tight ends is getting paid more than running backs, bro. Offensive lineman is getting paid more than running backs.
Yeah, the offensive linemen.
Defensive players getting paid more than running backs.
Yeah, the defensive players, the punters are getting paid more than the goddamn running backs.
Man, yeah, that's what they're actually on par with the punters and the kickers. Their actually salaries are more comparable than the star players, you know, the star positions. You know?
And that's why I see a Taylor coming over with that. Like, why go through what he's going through in Indy? They made Andrew Luck retire at a young age.
How much is he trying to get? That's the question too. How much is he really trying to get?
He see the market. Well, who's really getting money? But Saquon.
Well, that's why they let him go out for a trade so he can actually see what his market value really is. That's the thing. He don't believe that what they're telling him is what he's really worth. So that's why he tried to go get a trade right now.
Listen,
he gonna see what he's worth.
Like y'all mentioned, go ahead.
Let me ask you something. Y'all think Carolina overpaid Miles Sanders?
No.
Yes and no, because of Frank Wright being there. He like the same thing that I'm mentioning with Shane, that he needs a familiar face that knows his offense and that can run it. That it's different from peer on peer than coach to peer. You get what I'm saying? The coach to player. When a peer is elaborating and trying to explain the actual game plan to you, how we run the offense is different than your boss explaining it to you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I feel that with Shane, he's able to bring in the wide receiver, the running back that he needs, and he instantly got 2 starters. With JT being gone, you plug and play. You ain't got to change nothing. They come right in. It could be the end of it could be the end of the preseason, and they come right in, guaranteed. Quez and Kenny G would be starters week 1.
Yeah, I just got to say, for them willing to have him to trade him off, they must have a lot of faith in Richardson, bro. They must have a lot of faith in him, because we'll see. We'll see how he plays in the preseason, but they must have a lot of faith in him, because name a team that has an elite running back and an elite quarterback. You're not going to get both. So you either going to have an elite running back and an okay quarterback, or you're going to have vice versa.
Yeah,
you actually got one. Both. You got one in the pictures right there behind me.
That will put us over the top.
Other than us.
No, I'm not speaking on us. Actually, I'm speaking on Cleveland. They got Watson and Chubb.
Yeah, they got well, oh yeah, wow, they got. I'm saying JT would put us over the top, like well over
Yeah.
the top, like they would be the Golden State of that time, and the Golden State had all those super, like they would be that
Hmm.
team in the NFL, and it's just, do we want that? Do we need that?
Free agents will be paying Howie to come play in Philly.
Yeah.
Howie won't even got to pay them if we get
They'll
a
be
JT.
texting him. He'll instead of him text, they'll be texting Howard like any
Man.
jobs available.
And Howard would be the one to kind of milk off of this whole running backs trying to prove themselves mentality too. Like, all right, yeah, come over here, take a deal. You get a ring. Hey, if you don't get the contract you want, at least you walk out with a ring. Like,
Man, they want to
that's
get back, and they're gonna get back, man. The way
yeah,
they moving and the way everything's looking, they trying to get back by any means. And it's just like I said, that first half of the season is gonna determine where we're gonna go the second half running into the playoffs after the bye week.
yeah. At
And
the
that's
end of
a
the day, I'm just worried about the secondary, bro. I'm just worried about the secondary.
You know, the secondary was a worry for me more than training camp, but I keep hearing so much about Sidney Brown, dog. And the more I hear about Blankenship, the more I hear about Sidney Brown, the more I'm being optimistic because on top of us having so much options right now, like who to pick from and how they're gonna start up the rotation, this D line is gonna make the secondary's job so easy. Like their job is gonna be easy because our rotation at defensive line is gonna keep every single player on the offense just, on the offensive line just gassed. It's just
big
gonna keep them
facts.
gassed. Keep the quarterback's gonna not go through his reads. It's
Panic
just gonna
mode.
it's gonna benefit us. I'm telling you. And the fact that we have vets mixed with some, we have a balance of vets and young guys, vets and young guys, vets and wherever there's a vet, there's a young guy behind them. Wherever there's another young guy, there's a vet behind him. Vice versa. There's so much combinations on this team that I just literally see like the growth already in this just first couple of weeks.
So my question to you, Jay. So I think Jalen Carter is gonna be rookie of the year.
I think
I'm
he's
I'm
going to
seeing him
score.
going for rookie of the year. I'm hoping Nolan Smith can at least get 10 to 12 sacks this season. I'm hoping. But I think if we can get that with Jalen Carter becoming rookie of the year, Nolan Carter getting sacks, and then the Kobe Dean like putting his stamp of approval as elite linebacker, I don't see a problem with our secondary. I think our secondary, like you said, is going to be easy for him.
Look, I want to say
But
one more thing. Jalen, I've never seen a rookie get this much praise, like through training camp, through like you keep hearing his name and you keep hearing, and people's like, yo, even just how he physically looks is imposing. You know,
yeah,
them calling him Baby Rhino. Like I know y'all saw that Darius Slay calling him
hmm
Baby
Yeah.
Rhino. It's like, and then they're asking players, who do you think? Everybody's Jalen. Jalen, look at Jalen, and it's not Hurts. It's actually the Carter. It's not. We got two Jalen's on this team, and it's like this Jalen Carter man, he could be the next coming of Aaron Donald. We don't know, and he dropped to us at 9, and we just got to be grateful for that.
yeah.
Imagine mid-season when he get in real prime NFL condition and having to go against other teams on a weekly basis instead of your teammates and seeing how easy. I just feel that they came into a right situation, both of them, Smith and Carter, with being able to go against offensive linemen like we have, and then you're going into a game with lesser competition and dominate.
You ain't playing lane.
Yeah,
Did
at
they say
all.
if Nolan's playing tomorrow? Because I
Uh,
know he was injured with his
yeah,
shoulder.
they're not playing him
Oh yeah,
tomorrow.
he's not playing. He's not gonna play. That's the another benefit of us having so much depth. When one guy goes down, we got another guy who's he's very formable
Mm.
up to step up. So I think we're gonna be all right.
And before we jump off topic, we also when we was talking about Derek Barnett with in the trade to get Taylor. Also, this is a report that came out when we was just talking about the joint practices. Right now, the Eagles and the Colts are having joint practices. Of course, the game is tomorrow. Make sure y'all check us out on our Facebook group right here. Make sure y'all join this group. We go live every game. preseason, regular season, all that. Make sure y'all join this group right here. If y'all Eagles fans want to watch Eagles games and it ain't in your local area. And then this is our Twitter account and this is our IG. And make sure y'all visit those locations right there. But mainly make sure that y'all check us out right there if y'all trying to watch Eagles games. But Derek Barnett, they say punched Anthony Richardson on a scuffle for the ball, like after the play, just trying to take the ball out of his hand, and shit got tempers got flared, and DB bombed on him, and then the whole team basically ran over, and they said Jalen Carter had to be held back. Did y'all hear anything about this?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it. There's no film on it, but hey, it's getting to that point, bro. Like, what are we 20 days away from our first NFL game? Like they getting tired of practicing, bro. They ready to play. They ready to hit somebody. So I just think it's just getting to that time.
But if this is something that happened to another person on the team, I wouldn't really think too much of it. But coming from him, it kind of like rubs me the wrong way. Like
Absolutely.
this is a typical
Absolutely.
DB move. I don't like it at all. And if this was a real game, or just say for instance he injured that dude and they suspended him or something, and now he got to stay on our team for 2 or 3 more games and he untradeable, what would that do for us? You know what I mean? It's just continuously one thing or another with Derek Barnett, bro, and I'm just tired of him, bro. Like, keep it 100. I just feel that he needs to be in some kind of trade and get rid of him because he's gonna cost us, bro. And in the thick of things, if he's in the game, which I don't see him being in the game, but the amount that we're paying him and the place that he went in the draft, he has to get traded. We can't allow him to just get cut. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
why they haven't cut him, because they invested a whole first round pick in him. And you know what? Honestly, it's just sad how his emotions is come to these points. Like you punching us. So what if another player punches Jalen during practice? How you expect us? He don't think this way. He's always made boneheaded plays. That's the only way I could put it, is boneheaded plays. He makes plays that a young high school, young college kid, you got to go knock him in the head and be like, yo, why are you doing this? The cameras is on you, your image, and it's like, you on you're closer to the bottom than the top of this depth chart, Derek. And you shouldn't be doing things like this in practice. You can lose respect of players around the league, coaches around the league. Your name always constantly is associated with emotional plays. And that's not good.
At all. And we're gonna hop into Jaden Hurst training camp stats right here. They said he 165 out of 222 with 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Uh, that's cool if that touchdown ratio was a little higher. If it would have been like 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions with the amount of throws, that's 220 throws with 15 touchdowns. That's a lot of reps. At least 21, 22 touchdowns. It gave us like a 10%, you know what I mean, ratio. This right here is not a good ratio with that 4 interceptions. But then at the end of the day, this is training camp.
Yeah, so I never really rely on these numbers so much. They're like a give or take, pretty much. But as long as they're not super negative, like 15-10, 15 and 10, 8 and shit like this, I'm all right with it.
100%.
Nah, I think like you said, it's just training camp right now. It's good he only got 4 interceptions compared to what some quarterbacks are already doing, but it's only training camp. We'll see him. I would like to see him actually play this next game just for for a series, and that's it.
That's it. And
Yeah,
like you
that's it.
mentioned, unlike other quarterbacks, your boy Dookie Dak had 4 in 1 practice. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I'm okay with that. It
And
ain't that big.
Trayvon called him, you know what? So if you're not even a key, that's my favorite clip of the year so far. The
Big
season didn't
fact.
even start yet.
And then they got some stats in here right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'll try to blow it up a little more and we get to each topic. But they talking about the turnovers. You can read into that. They gave him an A for running the ball, and then an A for passing the ball, and then they wrote
Bro, the
some
MVP,
yeah,
man. He looks
and
like
then
an MVP, man.
and then these right here are the stats for 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 drills. At the bottom, they got 393 reps with 180 completions. And then attempts is 240 attempts with 17 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
What's going on, Green? Yeah, so like that's a pretty cool preseason, or should I say training camp, and then the grades right here are A's all around. So I'm satisfied with the QB1 and just hoping this can go into the regular season.
Now I'm gonna add to that and just say, going into the season, there's gonna be a lot of players and a lot of teams that are gonna really test Jalen, and I think we're gonna get a better year of Jalen, because unlike, I'm gonna just say RG3, because it's kind of like what it reminds me of a little bit, just because RG3 had that unbelievable season, and then after that he kind of just flopped. I don't see that with Jalen, but what I'm adding to that is a lot of teams studied RG3 after that first season, and I know a lot of teams are gonna do that with Jalen. But the thing is, Jalen realizes that, and so now he's got to add more technique, more skill, and make himself even better than the way he was last year. So that's what I'm gonna add to that. So I hope, and I believe that we are gonna get a better Jalen than what we got last year, even with a tougher season.
Man, if that happened, boy, that's for sure. MVP, Super Bowl champions. If we get a better Jalen than last year, boy, oh my goodness.
So
I think it's going to be on the
pivot off
passing scale, bro.
I want to pivot off that.
Yeah.
Listen to this. If you look at Jalen, every single year since college and in the pros, he's improved every single year of his football career. So Jalen hasn't hit his ceiling yet. We don't know what's his ceiling. His ceiling could be last year or it could be more. And you can see right there where it says passing, this was easily the best Hurts has looked as a passer in camp. You know, that's amazing to hear, because everybody associates him with running. Dude, he's dropping dimes, he's throwing passes, he's doing, he's making plays. So I just feel like he's gonna improve, and he's definitely gonna make more moves this season.
And his chemistry has only gotten stronger with AJ Brown and Devontae.
And also, this is a thing mentally that I'm glad that we have this quarterback. This dude haven't had consistency in so long with offensive coordinators, and then Shane is gone again, and now you're bringing in Brian. Brian Johnson is like, bro, now you're running a whole new offense again. Like, I don't see, like, within the last 6 years, he didn't have 6 different coordinators.
That's the thing, and he's still excelling. So imagine he builds some continuity with these guys. I mean, the connection between him and AJ is money. I mean, he's just throwing the ball up, and it's just, and AJ is, like he says, 1K always open. I mean, if you look at a lot of the slow-mo plays, it's like it's like a 50-50 ball, but it's not really, because AJ's there. It makes it more than 50%.
Man. And like Warren said, if we getting a better Jalen, that means we getting better players around him, receiving the ball, running the ball. Like, I mean, catching the. I mean, it's gonna be crazy if his stats get better. The wide receiver stats got to be better.
Absolutely.
And that's gonna be a scary thing for opponents this year if that can happen. And then we running over time a little bit. We're gonna hop into it. And this is, I'm gonna just show you how different two things could be the same. I mean, or should I say, how two different things we judge them differently because of the person. Like, we were just bashing DB about a bonehead decisions and him hitting the quarterback and all that. But I guarantee you, y'all praise Kelsey for this because of the person. You get what I'm saying?
The person, yeah.
And we clap our hands like, yeah, fuck yeah, like Kelsey better do some, you know what I mean? But then DB, we trade his ass. You know what I mean? Like, we're totally different attitudes because it's totally different people. You get what I'm saying? Because of the history.
It's because of the history, and it's also because of it's not even also, it's because of the history. DB's history has been, I mean, DB's cost us many times in many situations, and it was kind of cool to see Kelsey, with this fire in him, because he's usually the calm, collected guy. So this actually did hype me up. You might, it might be a little biased because I'm a big Kelsey fan, but I was hyped to see him do something like this because Kelsey's a big, he's big on the defending the team and family oriented, teammate type environment. So, it didn't bother me that he did this at all.
Yeah,
And,
I
and then
actually like it. Yeah.
And then let me say this, Warren, before you hop in. Now, if Derek Barnett, think about this, how you get somebody like this out, like Jay just said, out of character, to respond from somebody hitting Kenny Gainwell on a late hit and then go and run. They said almost 50 yards,
That's
full
a bull.
speed.
That's an angry bull coming.
So imagine somebody doing that to one of our players and hurting them because of what DB did to their quarterback. You know what I mean? Take that into consideration. You know what I mean? This is a reaction. This is not an action. This is not this is a reaction from somebody.
After.
Yeah. This is the after the fact from somebody doing something to his teammate, from something like DB did to their quarterback.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy. Like, you go ahead, Warren, but I would just, like Jay said, we kind of biased because Kelsey is one of our favorite players, you know what I mean, on the team. And DB is he ranks at the bottom for me, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna add to what both of y'all were saying, and I'm a little bit with Jay. Like, that adds fire to me because at the end of the day, we hear about these season offensive linemen. He's not gonna be one of those people that said, "Oh no, I'm gonna let them do that." He's actually stepping up and going in and making that hit for Kenny Gainwell, bro. And like I said, it's good to see that we're team oriented, and it's one of those, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Even with Derek Barnett, it's not one of those, hey, well, you got in a fight, or hey, they knocked you down, just get on up. It's not one of those type of conversations. It's, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us, we all got a goal. You can't injure our players, and we won't injure yours. So,
and they was ready to ride for DB also, right or wrong. They was ready to go handle business for him also. And then afterwards, like you do as homies, one of your homies acting up, you get into it. We're gonna ride for him, but when we get home, we're gonna let him know about himself, bro. Like, bro, don't put us in no predicament like that again. You had us tearing the club up, like, you know what I mean? We all grow, but that's one of them moments right there that felt like, to me, with they said with the whole team running after the Colts after DB and the quarterback get into it, and then you got this right here. So tomorrow may be we may play our ones in the first series or something to prove a point, because it's feeling like tension is on both sides.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting preseason.
It's weird with these Taylor talks, and they seeing each other. They brushing. Some tampering going on there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as usual, like I say, before we get up out of here, y'all got anything else y'all want to add, or a topic that we didn't get to touch bases on or something?
Nah, I just want to see who makes the final cuts next week and what it looks like, and I want to see if Eli Rick's gonna make the team.
Yeah, that's your standout right now. I think
because
that's,
what it is. We've been so thirsty for corners over the years that I don't even want to go through a drought again. Like when we had Kerry Williams and them folks. Like, I don't ever want to go through them days again, man. We got to keep a young bull somewhere in the arsenal. That's why I thought Zach would come into play, but now Zach is injured. We need somebody to step up.
Yeah, no, I'm ready to see Sidney Brown. I want to see how he shows out this game, because, like I said, Sidney Brown, this is his last time to kind of prove himself. He's going to make that roster, but he wants to be a starter. So he knows if he wants to be a starter, bro, he's got to have a breakout game tomorrow. So I'm ready to see what he's going to do.
Make a play. Yeah. Like how Nakobe Dean made that play. How good do y'all feel about Nakobe Dean after forcing that fumble?
I think he did okay.
I don't feel no different. Yeah. But if you look at it, his head was down. He was way over here, and he just reached out and put his hand out, bro. It ain't like he made a football play.
That's the type of play you want your name associated with. Like, let's say Sidney Brown comes out and gets a pick six or makes a big forced fumble. You want your name somewhere during training camp. You want to make some type of noise.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with him because we don't have no other choice as of right now.
Maybe Jack left because of that.
I feel that's the positions that I'm watching tomorrow is linebacker and safety.
Oh, 100%. And special
linebacker and safety. Special teams, you really can't. judge that because we ain't gonna have the real people that's gonna be there with the ones and the twos and even the like. It's some starters that play special teams.
That's another thing though too. How are we gonna fill the void with losing with Zach? Because we lost that spot. We got to fill that void. So it's gonna be interesting to see, like, because he plays special teams too.
And let me say this also too. If y'all notice what happened last Thursday with Zach, right? They had him been practicing the whole training camp inside and moved him outside for that preseason game. So it may look like on film while we were watching that Zach was getting ate up, all that. He ain't been in training camp all season on the outside. He been preparing for the inside and the slot. And they moved him out to the outside for that particular game for depth. And he looked at like he didn't belong there, like we all seen, because that ain't where he been at. You know what I mean? If y'all notice, all reports has been coming out of Zach at the slot.
Wow.
That's kind of unfair right there,
that
bro.
Is unfair. That's definitely unfair.
And then you, in your career, I mean, you're not your career, knock on wood. Let me do that a few times. In your season or few seasons, because of somebody putting you in position where you're supposed to be, where you're a liable replacement at either or. But come on now, bro. There was no need to put him there, especially for the preseason game. This didn't mean nothing. This didn't mean nothing.
I agree. I didn't know that they would. I didn't know that he didn't play outside. I know he was playing inside, but I didn't know he didn't play barely outside at all during training camp.
Yeah, they had him in the slot like all training camp, bro. So yeah, they just put him in a situation.
Unfortunate. All right, shit. It looked like Jay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, we'll see if he hop back on within the next couple of seconds. His screen is hourglass, and let's see if he hop back on in the next couple of seconds before we get up out of here, so we can get. There we go. You back on, Jay? It looked like he frozen. All right, shit, Warren. I appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna be going live once again in the Philly Eagles Birds of a Feather flock together Facebook group. Y'all can find it on Facebook. If y'all Eagles fans, make sure y'all join. We go live for all games, even preseason games. So we will be in there tomorrow going live. So make sure y'all find the group and holla at us. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here, Warren?
Fly Eagles fly. Let's go Birds, and let's see how let's get ready for the season, bro.
Amen. Now check y'all out next week. We're gonna discuss the Colts and the Eagles game, and then we're gonna prepare for week one. Discussions about week one, about the Patriots and Eagles game on September 10th. We'll get into more detail about that. Also, our predictions, everything like that. That's when we'll start off the predictions for the season. And if anybody in the comments watching or anything want to get in on the predictions, just to throw your predictions in. But us three will have a personal bet for the end of the season to see who can get the closest each game. But that's where it'll be week one. We'll get in our predictions next Wednesday on the podcast. And once again, we greatly appreciate y'all and appreciate you, Warren. And I'll check you out next week.
Yes, sir.
Soundstripe. Soundstripe.